Some things in this world, people will tell you. And some things they just don't want you to know. And it all basically comes down to control. See, the things that you don't know, you will believe that the only way to have certain things is by the way that the people that have the power tell you. So they'll tell you the only way to have this is A, B, and C. You know, you see it in the church. The only way to have salvation is if you're with us. Because if they were to tell you the truth, they would lose control over you. Shalom, it's following Yeshua, welcome again to the Rock. And that is a problem that exists. There are so many parallels that I can make today with the church and with the government, the system. In fact, I would even say most of these churches, camps, ministries, whether you're a so-called Christian or you're an Israelite, they're just splinters of the government system. When I first came out here, I was told that I couldn't do it. And a lot of people watched the channel from particular churches, ministries, whatever, with the hopes that I would be the example of failure. So that they could scare their congregation back into, obedience to them, even though you should be obeying the Father. Wives, you should be obeying your husbands. Obey your master, not your pastor. But in this time of me living out here and doing this thing, yes, it's been hard. But if you read Sirach, chapter 2, you will find out that serving Yah, especially when you first come to serve Yah, it says, my son, when you come to serve Yah, prepare your soul for temptation. It tells you to constantly endure and be not hasty when signs of trouble come in. You have to stay the course when signs of trouble come in. And I praise Yah that so many of our brothers today have gotten freedom from the system, and that includes big government and religion. They have seen that they can do it. And they have broken free from the controls that modern day religion has over them. If you leave this church, you're not going to make it to the kingdom. If you don't obey your pastor, you're not going to make it to the kingdom. If you don't obey the elders that the church pastor set up, you're not going to make it to the kingdom. If you don't give them your deed, your land, your money, your authority over your house, you're not going to make it to the kingdom. The government does the same thing. If you don't play by the rules that they set up, you are against them. I'm not against you. I just want to be left alone. Just want to be over here. I didn't vote. I've never voted. I'm not playing your game. I just want to live over here, raise my family, and be left alone. That's it. But see, that breaks that control that they have. Every time you grow food, it breaks the control over the food system. Every time your body gets the nutrients it needs, and you no longer are dependent on big pharma, that breaks the control of the pharmacy, pharmakia. It breaks that control that they have. Every time you do something that breaks the control that the systems that have been set up by Hasatan, every time you break control of those systems, they fight back because his systems are about control. Yah's systems are about choice. You choose to follow him. Choose you this day whom you're going to serve. You choose to obey. You choose to submit. You choose to be subservient. You choose to place yourself in a subjection to the law of the Most High Yah. I know some people are doing Day of Atonement or have done it. We have ours coming up. It's something I've been thinking about. A lot of people today are atoning for sins that they've committed against their pastor or against their church or ministry or against government. Yah's the last person on your list. I don't care how much jumping around you do. I don't care how much screaming you do. Yah's actually the last person on your list. You're trying to please the men that are above you because they have control. They have become the gatekeepers of your salvation. Not Yah, not the law, not Yeshua HaMashiach. No, none of them. It's not the spirit of truth. that leads and guides in all truth. It's just your leaders, the controllers. So as I live this life and as I grow my food and as I do these videos, I don't do them for myself. Yes, I am very thankful for the AdSense that I receive. I'm very thankful for the those that watch the commercials. Not too long. I thank you for that. But the motive of it is I want to show it can be done. And by doing it, you are removing the control that people have over you. You are removing the control. Literally, people are placing their souls in the hands of men, their family, the systems, their finances into the system, hoping that the system is right. And those of us that choose to live this lifestyle, to come out of her, but coming out of her, what just wasn't the cities. It was modern religion. It was modern hierarchical, destructive, making all of you slaves, not to Yeshua, but to your church. I removed myself from that system. I have seen the freedom. And I've been able to have preeminence and make the choice in my life to serve Yah, to not serve Hasatan, to not serve a system. A lot of times in people's lives, you don't really see the control until you back away from the situation. The slaves, if you study older readings, older writings from the times of slavery, you'll see a lot of the slaves, they were so institutionalized by slavery, by the Willie Lynch system, that they didn't even see themselves as slaves. They believed it was their Yah-ordained right, that they were supposed to be slaves based on the Bible. Based on the Bible, they were supposed to be slaves. They were supposed to serve the master, just like we have today. He'll believe that they're supposed to serve not Yeshua, not Yah, not his law, but they're supposed to serve their pastors, government, the system, because that's how they maintain their control. You don't maintain the control. You don't have a control over a person until you get that. When you get that person's mind, you have control. So the hope is that as you see that this can be done, whether you're a person that makes $1 million or whether you're a person that made what I did, $13 an hour, for the first several years of me being here, you can do this. Sure, it's going to be hard, and you need to have a plan. But it can be done. That's what the purpose of me doing this was to show that it can be done. You see, I knew y'all sent me this way. I knew that the Holy Spirit that put it in me, go do that. Go. So it wasn't a question of could it be done? The question was, did I believe enough to do it? Do not give over your power, but to the one that Yah said to give it to, him. And every time you break away, every time you separate from the system, you not only get your power back, but you get the ability to serve Yah in spirit and in truth. Most of you can only assume you're serving him in spirit and truth because you're serving him how your leader told you to. But you have a book where Yah speaks. You have a book. It's called the Bible. It's called the Apocrypha. It's right there. And the Apocrypha, for those who don't know, wasn't in the original 1611 King James version of the Bible. It was taken out. If you read it, you'll figure out why. Stop handing yourself over. And I implore you, because as these systems start to clamp down more and more people are going to give over their power, and you're never going to get it back. It's gone. And the decisions that you make today may be the decisions that make it where you will never be able to make the choice again to leave the system, because you're going to become so indoctrinated, so ingrained, so dependent on the religious system, on the system that has is the father of the religious system, Satan's system. You'll be so dependent on it that you can't separate. Separate while you can. Run while you can. Flee while you can. Because so many people are unable to flee because they chose to literally sell their soul. We always look at that to see, oh, they sold their soul to the Illuminati. They sold their soul to the Boule. They sold their soul to the secret societies. They sold their soul to Satan. But you have to realize, many of you sold your soul to the one who, quote unquote, misinterpreting the Bible, is watching over your soul. You sold your soul for a pat in the back, a good pair of work boots, and a damn shovel. You didn't even get anything out of it. See, I refuse to turn my back on the Most High and His ways. I won't do it. And that means that I just don't get to be part of the system of Satan, or accepted by Satan, or accepted by those that affiliate and participate in the system of Satan. So be it. I hope you have a blessed day of atonement, and I hope that as we move towards tabernacles, you have a blessed tabernacles as well. Shalom.